idea because I know that we are around 200 and some matches.
Yeah. We've got Litenang versus ChurchnSarge.
Okay, and Lightning, both of them I believe have been around for quite some time.
Yeah, so
Yep, Lightning. Sorry.
ChurchnSarge works at GDQ, is our contact there, and ran top 8 last year and will run it again this year, doing all the tech stuff. And they haven't been an MT in forever, but I was like, come in NT again. He's like, all right. Yeah, and here we are.
Nice. But yeah, MT8 for Church and Sarge and MT4 for Lightning. Yeah, I believe Lightning joined every MT since then. No, that's 11.
Most of them.
Most of them.
Almost didn't make it this year. They joined really late.
Oh gosh, and it's a 52% win rate for Lightning against a 14% for Church and Sarge. But I do remember that Church is doing really well this tournament, isn't them?
Yeah, I think so. I think, let's see what kind of match this is. This is a winners 4. So yeah, I mean, they're both going to be still in it after this match. And I didn't see any of this match. I have played this game, but I don't know who won, who lost. I don't know anything.
I like this question by Y Salamiri, especially because it's not my problem.
What happens if ChurchnSarge makes top 8? Hell if I know. I don't know. I guess they have to get another tech person to do it. I mean, we have a date. That's kind of insane, though. Hopefully hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm rooting against ChurchnSarge this whole tournament. I gave zero thought to that. That is a interesting. I don't think it'll happen, but that's a kind of an insane thought. We've got Game Boy Homebrew.
Oh, nice. I don't think we see a lot of Game Boy. We see a lot of NES homebrew.
I don't know how much Game Boy Homebrew there really is. And this is a backup sub, so it's not like this wasn't made or found recently. This is from MT9. Yeah, Lawnmower Land, that's true.
Okay. I can think of another game. There was a small Momodora game that was made, a homebrew Game Boy game, but that don't feel like something that is MT viable.
Probably not if it's a Metroidvania style thing.
I feel like it's more really short, like 5 minute long game or something like that.
This is a game where you have very little control over your character.
That sounds scary. I mean, in some sense, that golf game, that Zax and Ferret, maybe I forgot who is the other player, but that
Yeah, that was just today.
yeah, Zax was playing. You also didn't have a lot of control of the ball. You had control of the starting condition, but then it's sort of like, okay, do your thing and hope for the best.
That's true. The game is the bouncing ball. Everyone's favorite game. I saw this game in MT9, and it was called The Bouncing Ball, so I had to play it. And it's fine. So, you're a bouncing ball. Your only controls are left and right, and you can press the A button to interact with certain, like, spring launch mechanic that we'll see later. But beyond that, you're always bouncing, and you can't control how often you bounce or when you bounce or any of that.
Okay, I see. That's interesting. I can see a lot of things with like, okay, you need to time going down to get beneath some spikes or whatever. But let's see.
Yeah, it does a surprisingly large amount with this mechanic. I would say some levels are pretty tricky. There are 50 levels. Well, I can tell you if you've had this as a race. Let's take a look.
Okay, and Lightning has an really early lead. Oh, I see. You need to break the blocks before getting launched to the left.
Wow. Yeah, you had this as a race forever ago, like in 2016. You raced this.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
Oh, I think
we've got
yeah.
George talking. We've got commentary from the past. I don't think we have like any sound in.
I mean, there are
Lightning's
only
mod.
sound
Maybe we do.
effects coming from the game, so
Might
it's
just play some
fine.
music. We don't have any music in this game.
No. Oh, no, Church. That's death.
This has actually been raced a few times.
This is deceptively simple, but like, I don't feel like this is a simple game. This looks simple.
Yeah, well, when you're playing it in Winners 4, basically you just have to not mess up.
Yeah.
So this launch, you can press the button to make yourself fall. That's the only thing that any buttons do. Is when you get straight launched from that spring thing, you can press A and then you'll fall down a little bit after you press A. So you have to like lead it a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense, otherwise that looked quite impossible.
Yeah.
It's not like on Lightning String that you could even hit that wall on the left and then have to go to the right. In that stage that Church is on, there's no way to stop yourself from being launched off screen.
Yeah, if you can get the timing right and stop yourself on a lot of those things, you can save yourself a little bit of time each time. Not having to go all the way and hit the wall.
That's a fair point.
But the levels in this game move fast. You know, there's 50 of them, but...
Okay, yeah, and on Lightness... Okay, now it's a bit late to comment on that now, but he had to necessarily break that wall before going to the left to get launched to the goal.
Oh, Litenang jumped off the side! That looked crazy. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but whatever. Moving on. There's only one important note in this pace bin, and I played it and was like, this is a thing. And then it was already in the pace bin, which would surprise me. But it says sometimes the spring boxes, up arrow box, will disappear if you bounce on them at a weird angle. And it's true.
Oh no. Like if you come from the side?
If you like hit them from the side in a funny way, they'll disappear like a disappearing box. But they also bounce you up still, I think. So it doesn't always matter.
Okay, so you can mess up, but just don't mess the movement that you are alright.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not sure where this game came from. I don't know. Somebody just wanted to make some Game Boy homebrew. I don't think this is like a canceled real game, because it looks a lot like homebrew to me.
Mm-hmm. And like, I had something. Wait. I don't know. I forgot.
you could despawn spikes too. That's pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah, I remember. This is quite interesting because since a lot of the time you have to be careful of those blocks that disappear after you jump on them, you have to keep moving. So
Yeah,
you can't doubt yourself.
it's true. Litenang is finding a level where there's multiple hearts. When there's multiple hearts, you gotta collect them.
This is also tricky moving platforms on Lightning side because
Yeah.
you need to enter the platform on the correct position because you won't be able to adjust afterwards.
Yeah, those fast platforms move at exactly the same speed that you do. So you have to keep moving with them or you lose. And I don't think there are any platforms that move faster than you. We'll have to see, but... Nice, Lightning getting a pretty tough jump there.
I wonder if Lightning was thinking about waiting to go left with the platform and then grabbing the top heart afterwards. But I don't know, maybe he was just thinking, okay, what do I need to do? And that's why he stopped.
You really could do that in any order, but you have to take a pretty long fall onto that moving platform, so it's probably a little harder to go left first. Oh, there we go. There's the despawn. Oh, can he skip it? Oh my gosh!
Oh,
He did the only useful despawn in the... That's awesome!
that's crazy.
That's sweet! It's in the pace bin. I don't know, it probably wasn't on purpose, but that's crazy.
I mean, to be able to capitalize on
Yeah.
that.
That's fantastic. It's the good despawn.
Yeah. I still can't believe it because you have to. Oh, it despawns. I can't go down because if you don't. Oh yeah, it was kind of safe. You wouldn't be able to go up, but you would still be able to go down. It
Yeah.
wasn't as bad.
Pretty tight jumps here, and Lightning's having no issues. Oh, we got Game Boy music.
Oh, there's music?
Well, no, just on stream.
Oh, okay. I
It's
see
actually
it
it's
because
like
of
playing Pokemon right now.
Oh, nice.
It says this is a cover, so I'll hope that it isn't gonna get DMCA.
It should hopefully be fine.
So here you have to clear out all these blocks first, and I think...
But you also need to leave space so you may be able to go back to the launcher.
Yeah, this is definitely a cover. Okay, so you don't want to... Alright.
Nice. You want to fall like that in Lightnings? And I feel like Church has been stuck in this, I want to say stage 10 or something like that. No, it was 22, sorry. For quite a while. Meanwhile, Lightning is on 32.
Oh, realizing that you need to actually take down this whole column. You gotta do it from the right edge, which is scary, because that you know that can despawn it.
I mean, as long as you get to the top before
Yeah.
that, it's all fine.
That's crazy that he actually despawned it to his advantage. We gotta... Somebody should clip that.
Okay, now Church is on that moving platform that is quite tricky because of its speed.
Alright, so Lightning oh no, you can't get back over those spikes. Okay, never mind. You miss that, you're done.
You have to go grab that middle heart, then go down and go up again, like that.
Yeah. The game does a lot with, you know, what it has available. I mean, it's not much. Oh.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's a similar thing with when you land on those at a funny angle, you like...
I mean, I just wonder if that block was still there, like if the hitbox was there, or if it was just being hindered there, or what.
I think it was still there. I think you can dupe blocks like in Mario, Super Mario World, where you like
Okay.
from the funny this side and it duplicates it. There we go, making it through this time. Game's just a little bit janky. Wow, yeah, ChurchnSarge is actually really far behind. Litenang is doing really well here.
Oh no. This stage.
Ooh. Close. Yeah, it's tough because, like I said, you don't actually fall the second you press the button. You have to lead it a little bit. Ooh. About as close as possible without getting it. Oh no, ChurchnSarge is gonna have to beat this level normally. Oh!
Oh, that's the bad kind
So
of
you don't even
despawn.
want that one! That's... It's the bad spot for a despawn.
Oh no.
Oh no, was spamming the A button and dropped off immediately. Yeah, you can see how long they've spent dying, I guess, because Litenang is way further on the timer. Level's giving Litenang some trouble. Ooh, I don't know if you can make that. I'm trying to go for this fast cycle. I don't know if it's... I don't think it's...
I still haven't been able to tell whether the game resets. It must reset everything after each run, right?
I think so. Well, I mean, it definitely brings back everything that was despawned.
But more like the cycle. Being a Game Boy game, I would think that's what happens here.
Yeah, it loads it in new every time. Kind of janky on the top to have two different moving platforms moving just right on top of each other.
Now, do you try to go into that small path?
I guess you could, and then land on the bouncer down there. But, I mean, it's kind of... I don't know. No, probably not. Maybe. I don't... Oh, that was a weird bounce. A bounce on, like, the bottom of the moving platform.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but now... I don't know how I feel about this comment, and I'm sorry, but like, seeing how Church is struggling a bit here, I can see now how tight this really is, because Lightning did so much better in this part, dodging every spike.
Yeah, did a lot of these first try. I remember I despawned something in this level and had to redo it. The level that Lightning's in.
Yeah, I feel like on that left arrow with a spring on top, it looks scary.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was weird.
Like, anything that you didn't spawn on this level would be pretty bad. Because you need every arrow to go back up and like to fix your time, to wait there and be able to, okay, I need to move now. Almost, nice one. Now Church has to clear that and leave a path. Alright.
Got it. Looking good. There we go. Oh, yeah, there.
Yeah, that would have been bad. So that is 31. Lightning must be in 35, maybe?
I think he might be further than that. Maybe 35.
I feel like he has been struggling a bit.
Oh, he did it again.
Oh,
Oh!
oh what?
Oh no!
Oh no.
This is insane. I don't think we can have this game again. None of this
Oh
happened
yeah.
when I played it.
Okay, Lightning couldn't do it.
It's probably possible, but it looks difficult to get in there.
Yeah. And like, yeah, I don't know. This looks weird, this game. I like the consistency of this game.
Yeah. I think in this instance we can definitely say that Litenang is playing better for sure, but
Yeah, it's not something that it's worth risking.
yeah. I can't believe he clipped. It could be interesting to speedrun this game.
To be able how much you can mess with the game.
Yeah.
So isn't this the previous stage to what Lightning is on? That church is currently
maybe you're
on.
right. Maybe you're right. They might be closer than I thought.
Ooh, almost there. I mean, about what Sir Nico said about this game being about execution, I kind of see that. I was thinking, but there is the order of execution of things, but even then, I think simply executing constantly will make you win this race.
Yeah. Lightning.
So yeah, that is 38.
I thought that was... You saying that Lightning's on or that Church is on?
Lightning is on 38, Church is on 34, so that was
Okay.
quite a bit of catch up.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I don't think you make that anymore.
I mean, you could try to clip into that wall.
Yeah. Yeah. We do know it works. The bad initial cycle here.
Yeah, and like here, you need to keep moving. You have no breather anywhere. Gosh, the timing on these platforms on Lightning side, that timing is so rude. Because you have to wait for those platforms, you have those crumbling blocks.
Oh, okay. Lightning, not what I would have done, but it's fine. We're good.
Maybe you have to just go for it on this one like this.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
There we go.
Managed to not
So
despawn any of
that's,
those arrow blocks.
yeah, that's 40 and 35 maybe. Oh,
What? Okay, that wasn't
I
supposed to
mean, that's
happen.
good.
I mean, ended up beating the level exactly the same anyway, but it's just like, why is this happening? It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There it happened again. You hit it from like the corner and it like... Oh! Yeah.
Almost.
So what it does is it makes the block you just hit underneath of it. And then still acts like you hit it. So that's why with the crumble blocks that are only one away, it doesn't still exist afterwards. But with that other block, it made one underneath it that was one away from being hit.
Makes sense.
Okay. Levels are getting pretty tricky now. This is your exact speed, so if you get caught off, you can't catch up.
That's scary. And here you have to do everything in one go. Oh, after that, at least.
Yeah. So you do have to... Oh no, no, you have to jump on that one in the middle, so you can get launched past it later.
Mm-hmm.
I played this game on a road trip. I loaded a bunch of ROMs from previous MTs onto my PSP just to like test games so I could do something while I was riding in the car.
Nice. Okay, and now that was 38, I believe, which is the stage that gave Lightning a lot of trouble, which
Yeah.
Church is currently at.
Definitely one of the harder ones in this game, I'd say. Trying to do the skip. I would like it if you pulled it off, but I don't know.
I feel like when you move toward a wall, the wall pushes you back out.
It
So
does.
that's why it doesn't work. You need to get into the hole in the wall.
You'd think with like exact timing you might be able to... I don't know. You're actually never in a situation where there's a ceiling above you in this game. I just realized that. That never happens. So I don't know how the game would react.
Maybe it would clip you, and maybe that's what happened to Lightning that other time.
Oh. Which is kind of crazy. I don't know why I didn't notice that, but yeah, you never hit the top of anything or the bottom of it.
Maybe it's also because of the size of your platform, of your character, and it wouldn't work to go into those tiny paths, into those tiny places.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not programming in ceilings does save some time. Probably it limits you a little bit on level design, but that's a really easy level that Litenang just did. Another really easy level. Oh, oh, you just go back to this. Okay, that's not so bad. I was like, that seems like a far jump.
Like, I'm looking now, and you always jump exactly below everything. You never hit the ceiling.
Oh no!
Oh no!
The despawn!
crazy how some developers get creative about how to make the development easier. Like, I'll never have sailing, so I don't need to code that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a weird restriction. I actually don't know if I can think of too many other platformers that just like never put you in a small room. I don't know. I guess there's probably a lot. I never really thought about it. But you're probably right. You would clip. ChurchnSarge beating that level. I think that's actually faster than Litenang did. Oh, I think he's done. I don't think you can. Yeah, you're done. This is 10 times better than anything I've ever played on a graphing calculator. But if you could port this to it, I'd be all for it. Oh, the little side jump. Oh, but it didn't help.
I was so hoping that lightning would jump from below the platform or something like that. Right! Jumping from below the platform, that's why we are seeing those weird jumps.
Oh, yeah.
They are getting from below the platform, that is something that shouldn't ever happen.
Right, because there's no ceilings. If you can find a decent graphing calculator game, feel free to submit it.
And an emulator.
The
'Cause
BitHawk.
gosh.
BitHawk supports TI-83.
No way!
Yeah, although one time I like found like a database of games and I couldn't get any of them to work, but like it worked this year. Somebody did submit one, but it's like one of the most tedious puzzle games that's ever existed, so it was not accepted, but find something better. I'm all for it.
Oh no! Church J spawned the heart.
Oh, the heart?
He spawned a block on top of the heart.
Oh my...
And that destroyed the heart.
Oh no! That's awful. That's too much. Church is getting horrible luck with these despawns.
I feel like that was a good cycle for Lightning. If he had gotten to that top block, he would have gotten to the right moving platform. Okay, that's another thing. This should be quite an easy game to make a test of. Ignoring glitches, clips and stuff. Because you always jump the same height, everything moves at the same speed, and there is nothing that changes anything, really.
I'd love to see a test of this. I want to see it with all the glitches and stuff. I want to know what you can do. Apparently despawning a heart doesn't count as the level having no hearts, which is too bad. But I wonder if it would count as the level having one less on levels that have more than one.
I would say no, because I guess that the games decrease the number of hearts when you collect a heart.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, Bright Shadow, we know at least once. I mean, Litenang legitimately did that level way faster because of the despawn. It was the real tech.
Also, imagine if you were able to control where things are spawned, like to duplicate a spring somewhere else.
Well, the issue Yeah, now I don't know. Springs are never supposed to disappear. I don't know. That's like a different thing than the duplicating the blocks. It's like two different jank things. Oh.
Okay, I see. Sorry, I have to control the push to talk. I see the crumbling block duplicates because it's not transforming a block, it's despawning in a block and respawning a block on top of that block that was just despawned. Possibly. So that's why you wouldn't duplicate a spring, maybe.
Okay, Litenang making it. Nice. Oh! Bad despawn. That one literally makes the level unbeatable. This was not happening to me this much, by the way, but clearly it's too risky to probably have it again. It happened to me like once.
Okay. Oh.
Oh no.
Does the game save or has a level select? Oh, there's a continue.
Oh no.
I hope Church looks at their stream to check the password.
It's certainly possible. I know that they forfeit. They didn't finish.
Okay, what I was going to say before that is that in that despawn for lightning, if you don't miss anything, it's not an issue. If you had gotten the heart and you continue climbing, everything can despawn just fine.
Oh yeah, that's true. And Bright Shadow's bringing that up. I didn't really think about doing this level that way, but I guess you definitely could.
Oh, that's fair. I wasn't even... I was just... Oh, if you don't miss anything, the despawn doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's right what Bright Shadow is saying. You want to go to the top and then... I don't know if you want to do that, but you could do that.
Let's see if Church ever comes back online here. They do. Okay. Lightning's race comment, by the way, is game's too buggy, I keep losing my trampoline blocks. Not even acknowledging that one time that helped a whole lot.
Right?
I mean, come on.
And I mean, is it a bug if it's in the pacing and the pacing warns you, don't hit the block in a funny way?
Yeah, it is, because it doesn't say how. It says if you jump on them funny. It's like, it doesn't even say why it happens. It says if you hit it at a funny angle. What does it say? If you bounce on them at a weird angle. It's not really anything you can control.
Yeah, that's just perfect, that pace beam. Oh, there is ceiling collision.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Lightning side.
This was the first time in the whole game that it had it.
Yeah.
That's weird. Why is it so avoided?
Like...
Nice. Oh! I think at this point he's done.
Oh, because you probably need those crumbling to make the timing to wait for the other platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, there is another thing about this game that we haven't mentioned yet, but this is a single screen puzzle game. Like, every level is a single screen level.
It's true. You have full information.
It also, in a sense, limits what you can do with the level, because there are only so many tiles that will fit in the level.
Yeah. I guess that's how there can be 50 of them. It did say Game Boy Jam at the start of this race. I wonder if this was actually made in like a weekend. The level that they're both on, that's a good jump, are really, really similar design-wise. Start out by going to the right, and then you come down and jump on the platforms back up to the top left.
The main difference, I would say, is that on Lightning side, you can't make can't make any mistake.
Well, especially if you despawn that
exactly.
spring, then you're never coming back.
Right? Because like in Lightning side, you have to go to that platform, grab the heart, and go to the next one. You can never, okay, I'll do this, then I'll wait for the better cycle.
Right.
When you move, you have to go.
Oh.
But here you can fault the spring, which could be safer if it doesn't despawn.
Yeah, Litenang was convinced to get that one first, but it's a good point. You could just get the upper one first and come back down.
Oh, and there is the getting between two things. Oh gosh, that looks awful.
I think you just have to wait for the next cycle.
And then you just hold right at the perfect timing?
Yeah.
Could be.
You gotta jump from the edge. You can't jump from the middle of the platform. Yeah, Litenang sees that now. You just hold right, and then you get a consistent... Well, yeah.
Or you could do that. Maybe.
Oh!
Oh no. Woo?
Really crazy things happen there. This is crazy. They're finding all the bugs. Okay. This is one way to do it. I don't think that's what I did, but like, there we go. The dot done.
Nice. GG.
And ChurchnSarge did not finish. We will see where they made it to, I suppose. Don't think much past this. Oh, accidentally restarted again? Oh, probably probably smash the controller or something, or like push
Oh,
push
that
all the
makes
buttons, and
sense.
then yeah. So that's gonna be it for that. That's okay. It's a GG. That's a finish. That's every vodcast that I have. That's all of them. And yeah, I've been streaming for a long time. I think I'm gonna call it quits for now. So thank you for joining me, GFM. Thank you for the Shrambles earlier, and yeah, there's another match in 2 hours. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that one, so somebody else might be able to. Maybe it'll turn into another podcast. We'll have to see, but that's the only match today. And there's a whole lot tomorrow. I won't be able to get those either. I'm working tomorrow, but let's see. We've got... I might just look at the upcoming matches, but there's one every hour for at least 3 hours tomorrow. There's one then. There's this one's actually a double. This Captain Drake versus Wag Ariel, and then we have another one an hour after that, another one an hour after that, and another one an hour after that. And then another one like 5 hours after that, so that'll probably be a break. There's a ton of matches tomorrow. 7. So hopefully those get streamed and it doesn't turn into another massive podcast thing, but we'll have to see. Regardless, thanks for joining me, and see you guys later.